Hi, welcome to Python for Absolute Beginners Part 3. This series is brought to you by Skills Zakhira. Today, we are going to discuss some of the very important operators and comparing of different operators in Python, used in Python. So as you can see, we have some symbols here, and we're going to discuss what the function of each function, each symbol over here is. So first of all, we're going to see comparison of equal to versus double equal to sign. So when I use the sign of single equal to, it is used to assign a value to a variable. For example, over here, you can see status is equal to at work. So we are assigning the value to a variable called status, and we are calling it equal to a string, which is at work. But when we have to use double equal to sign, this is used when we have to check if two values are equal. For example, in the second example, you can see that if I have a value equal to 10 and I want to check if this value is actually equal to 10, then I'm going to put a double equal to sign. This is going to tell me if this condition is true or not. If this, what I'm saying, or I'm, what you say, claiming is it equal, is it actually true or not? So whenever we are using an equal to sign, this is going to be used when we have to see if the condition is true or false. The result of equal to operator is always going to be either true or false. So we can see the third example over here. Player 1 is equal to 10 and player 2 is equal to 8. So is the same score. So if you want to check if player 1 has the same score as player 2, so I will be using player 1 is double equal to player 2 to check if this condition is actually true or not. So if this is true, I'm going to print it's a tie. So when I check and run this code, since 10 is not equal to 8, it is claiming to be false. So double equal to sign is always going to be used to check if something is true or false. Let's look at another example. So for example, if I'm playing a game and I have a total of, let's say, 2 tries or 3 tries. So I want to see how many tries are left before my game is over. So my tries left is equal to 2, and game is going to be over when my tries left will be double equal to 0. When this condition is going to be true, then I'm going to print game over. So I want to check if my game is over yet or not. Now remember, I have 2 tries left. So it is claiming to be false as I still have 2 tries left. So this condition is not yet true. So that is why it is going to display false. Then we have another operator, which is an exclamation and equal to. This is the opposite of double equal to. So when something is false or not true, then we use this operator. So for example, if I want to see if 20 is equal to 16, and I say 20 is not equal to 16 by putting this symbol, exclamation mark and equal to, so it is going to display true because 20 is not equal to 16. Similarly, if I want to check if 20 is not equal to 20, and by not equal to, I'm going to use the sign of again, exclamation mark equal to, exclamation mark and equal to. So as we know 20 is equal to 20, it is going to display false because this is a false claim. Result of, again, false operator, this operator, which is not true operator, is also in true and false. Just like we in double equal to is going to tell us whether this is true or false, this operator is also going to give the answer in true and false. Let's look at the last example. Last day was Tuesday, today is Wednesday. And I want to say last day is not equal to today. So this is going to be true, as Tuesday is not equal to Wednesday. So let's practice some more just to get the hang and the idea of what not equal to versus equal to is and how it is used. In the first example, you can see fruit 1 is apples, fruit 2 is oranges, and then fruit 3 is also apples. Now, if I want to check fruit 1 is not equal to fruit 2, You can see it is true because apples is not equal to oranges. In the second case, I want to check fruit 1 is not equal to fruit 3. That is, apples is not equal to apples. Again, this is false because apples is equal to apples. Again, if I say fruit 1 is equal to fruit 3, so apples is equal to apples, and this is going to show us a false answer, a true display on the console. In the second case, my response is equal to high, solution is low. So I want to print if my response is equal to my solution. And as you can see, high is not equal to low, so the display is going to be false. Another example, if I have classroom which says boys, I want to print classroom is not equal to boys. So this is going to be false because it is actually equal to boys. We have assigned the value of classroom equal to boys. Formatted string or F string. So F string is a specialized formatted form of strings which allows us to add numbers and other symbols to the double quote. So we know that a simple string is something when we write something in a double quote, that's a string. For example, read Harry Potter. So we know this is a string. Now, sometimes we have a variable, for example, pages is equal to 25, which is an integer. Now, I want to print something which includes both a string and I want to add a variable or a variable which has an integer or float also uh, in the console or in the answer in the print region. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a formatted string in this case. So to write a formatted string, I have to add F after print, and we use to enter the string value, we have to use special brackets, curly brackets. So for example, if I want to print read Harry Potter and finish this amount of pages. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, just like I write print and brackets, I'm going to start with writing F, then I'm going to start the double quote, write whatever I have to write, and then where the variable name is mentioned, I'm going to include the curly brackets. That's all. So this is going to read Harry Potter and finish 25 pages. Now we can see that read was replaced with Harry Potter and pages was replaced by 25. F strings allows us to add number to a string in an output. It consists of 3 parts. An F string has to have an F written with it. It has the variables that are going to be mentioned in the print is going to be written within the curly brackets. And we can add all of this within simple brackets as well. So let's look at another example. So for example, I have a task which is equal to cleaning. Days equal to 2. So I'm going to print F to do colon, and then I'm going to add the variable task for, then I'm going to add another variable days, which I've already mentioned above, and then days, double quotes closed and brackets closed. So you can see it is going to display to do colon as it is because it was in the double quotes. Then the variable task is going to be replaced with cleaning because I've already assigned variable equal to cleaning. For then days is going to be replaced with 2 as I've assigned the variable days a value of 2, and then days as it is. So I hope this is clear. So let's look at some more examples. So I have a variable called maximum age equal to 30, and I want to print a formatted string. So I'm going to add an F value, double quote start, name of the variable. Now I do not have a variable 88 here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to a fixed value. Since I'm using an integer, I'm going to use curly brackets over here of people. So I have to assign a variable over here that needs to be assigned. So this is going to give an error. Why? Because we have not assigned a variable 88%. So what we should do over here is that we, besides maximum age equal to 30, we should also assign ideally a variable to the percentage. But since this is a number, it would also read as it is as well. So if I just write 88%, it is also going to read that. 88% of people voted were below the maximum age. So maximum age is also an integer, and it is going to be replaced with 30. So when I print this, since 88 is a number, so it is going to be displayed, but ideally we should also assign this as a variable. But this is also not wrong. This can be read. 88% of people voted were below the age, and maximum age is also a variable, so it is going to be replaced with 30. So let's look at another example. Number 1 is equal to 5, number 2 is equal to 10, and I want to print number 1 is equal to number 2, and I'm going to then assign I'm going to use curly brackets to write the same thing. So what will happen over here is the number 1 equal to number 2 equal to number 2 shown in red is going to be written as it is, because this is not a variable. But you know that variable is written within the curly brackets. That is going to be replaced by a true or a false depending upon what numbers you've chosen. So 5 and 10 are not equal, so this is going to display false over here. So you see the difference. If you do not put a curly bracket over here, it is not going to be read as a variable. Instead, it is going to be read as it is going to be written exactly as it is in the print. So we did a lot of learning today. And what did we learn today? We learned the difference between equal to and double equal to sign. Equal to is going to be used to assign a value to a variable, whereas double equal to sign is used to tell us whether something, a condition that you have suggested is true or false. So we use double equal to suggest something is true, and exclamation mark and true to suggest something is not true or is false. Also, we use f-string to see how to write a printed version or a formatted string when we have to include numericals, or we have to include numbers, float, integer, or any special character in the string. So it's test time. So let's try this code. Write a Python code that stores two names in separate variables. The program should then print whether two names are equal to using the double equal to operator, whether two names are different using not equal to operator, and you have to use an F string to display the result in a readable format. So here's the sample solution. So let's say if I've used name 1 Alice, name 2 Bob, and I print are these names equal, and then I'm going to replace them by, not replace them, but add the variables in curly brackets and then brackets closed. Similarly, I can use exactly the same thing. Instead of equal to, are the names different? And then I'm going to use not equal to sign this time to check the two variables. And as you can see, in the first case, are the names equal comes to false, and are the names different comes to true, because Alice and Bob are different names. So I hope you got this question right. So up next, we are going to use how does Python make a decision with if-else. So it's time to take you to the next level now. And what if we want a program to respond differently to a condition? What are we going to say? For example, I want to say access granted only when the password is correct and to deny the access when it's incorrect. So here Python will have to make a decision. So stay tuned to our next lecture and like and subscribe to get your updates on the latest lecture. And please feel free to comment on any, or if you have any questions, please do let us know, and we'll be more than happy to respond. Thank you.